class. Welcome to Division B Open House. Today, we will talk about influencing people. I hope to make the others act on your vision. And this session will be led by our moderators or our hosts, Toastmasters Abdul Qayyum. The screen is yours.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Acting Surgeon at Arms, Toastmaster Debbie Lesturian. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think that some of you might know me very, very well. But some of you might does not know me. Who is this guy? Keep talking a lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to clarify. I am a Malaysian by birth, custom made in Sarawak, born in custom made in Sarawak. I am 23. Oh no, I am 27 years old. Right, I am 27 years old, and been part of my life that currently I am embarking a journey trying to be a wireman, or we call it as an electrician. So before that, I would like to acknowledge myself. I am going to be your host for today. So what does host do? A host is going to make the event flowing as the agenda. So perhaps that our friends here, our acting surgeon at arms, maybe our host or our friends would like to share the virtual background, the agenda at the same time to all of us today, so that we can get the idea what is going to happen. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite a person that I highly look upon to, and currently having a very high position in the divisions level. With that, let me welcome Division B Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Ronawati Wongso, to give her opening remarks. With that, over to you.
Thanks, Tom. Hello, everyone. I thank you for coming to our event today, the open house of Division B. And I thank the organizing chair, Anna, and also the speaker, Johan, and also all the role takers, the Tom, the timer, and also the SAA, everyone involved. And also I would like to welcome our guests. So in these sessions, we will learn about persuasion. And this is part of Division B Open House. And we would like to welcome any questions you may have. And if you have any interest in joining Toastmasters. So for now, please enjoy the sessions. And I hope that you learn something and you get the takeaway from the sessions, and it's meaningful and beneficial to you. So I would like to return the control back to our Tom. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, now you know who, I wouldn't say who owns the division. No, I would say that who leads the division, right? Who leads the Division B? As we all know that a leader is someone who are going to step up their games in terms of leading by examples, act first, questioning later. That may things that we want to know today. And some of you may a Toastmasters right now and doesn't really know what is actually happening around. And perhaps some of you are our prospect members, our family, our soon-to-be family of Division B. It cost me nothing, I would say. It cost me nothing to be here with all of you. And it is an honor at the same time to call upon every single person here that will work together with me as a role takers to ensure the meetings flow smoothly. Let me go with our first friends here with help as our and WOD counter, Toastmaster Setiawan Hadi, to, I would say, introduce his role. With that, Toastmaster Setiawan, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster of meeting today. Am I audible, by the way?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. So thank you, Master and Madam. As the accountant for today, my duty is to note any word or sound as crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Word may be inappropriate interjections such as well, but, so, and you know. Sound may be or I also note when the speaker repeats a word or a phrase as or this means. These words and sounds can be annoying to a listener. So as the counter, I will have member of their crutches. So that's what my role is today. And yeah, hello again everyone. My name is Saptian Hadi. I'm from Jabil TMC. Okay, so that's all. Back to Tom. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters Septian. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you know what is Jabil stands for in a longer versions of the name, put it in the chat box down below. Except for our accountant, he may not answer that question because he knows what it means. All right, with that, ladies and gentlemen, let us go with our next role takers. I would call him as a teacher, but at the same time, in Toastmasters, we all are a teacher. And with that, let me welcome our grammarian for today, Toastmaster Wilson, on the stage to introduce his role. And with that, Wilson, over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, pleased to meet you all. My name is Wilson. I'm really sorry that I'm unable to open my camera because I'm still on the road, but I promise you at the end of the session, you will see my faces. Right. So, I'm here serving you as the grammarian, as known as the language evaluator. My purpose is to observe the meeting and note any improper language usage. And I will be sharing the feedback, room of improvements, as well as the phrases that I liked at the end of the session. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are afraid of speaking, I am not here to judge you. In fact, I'm here to prevent you from returning empty-handed. At the end of your speeches, I will be sharing with you what could be done to improve your speeches so that you can be more confident in your speeches next time. That will be all from me. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster Kayu.
You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Next, I would like to call a person who I would say as the Mr. Rolex today. Let me call upon our Toastmaster Gifari as our timer today to introduce his role. Toastmaster Gifar, over to you.
Greetings, Mr. and Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Agra, Gifari Agra. As timer, I will time the table topic speaker, edu session speaker, and the evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. That's all from me. Over to you, Mr. Host.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Mr. Rolex, for your explanations. With that, when it comes to choose the new presidents of Indonesia or Malaysia at the same time, we need someone to count the vote. And here in Toastmasters, we have that. I would like to call upon our ballot counter, Toastmaster Debbie Lestriani, to actually introduce her role for today. With that, Debbie, over to you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Debbie Lastriani, and I am also serving you as the ballot counter. In this session, we will have voting for the speakers that will join in the table topic sessions, and therefore, don't forget, I will launch the link, and you vote to get the best of your choices. Back to you, Toast.
I only hear the toast, but I didn't see the masters. With that, fantastic peoples, I can see that you all are wondering, what is happening now? Why is everybody explaining things around? I will explain to you all later. Let me call upon I'll keep the last for the best. Our table topic evaluator, Toastmasters Reynaldo, to introduce himself. Reynaldo, over to you.
Thank you, Tom, Toastmaster Ayum. And good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and esteemed guests. My name is Aldo from the Ultimate Toastmasters Club. Today, I will be your table topics evaluator. and therefore I will evaluate all the speakers during table topic session. Needless to say, I shall deliver my report later on in the evaluation session. That's all, and back to you, Tom.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Ronaldo, for your explanations. Now, my friends from all around Indonesia and all around the world, as someone that who are, I call, still young in the arena of public speaking, there is a lot of things to do. I have a lot of things to explore, and furthermore, my grammar is not that correct. I would say good yet. Being a Toastmasters, it makes me realize that I need to learn. Whether it is going to be a mistake at the end of the day, it is something worth a lessons to learn. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let me check if our guest is already ready with typing number 1 in the chat box down below with our sessions today. While waiting you all to respond, let me have around 2 minutes of introductions today. Influencing people is one part of today's things, I would call our business. We're going to influence people. If you have a business, we're going to influence them to buy your product or to get your services. And if you, someone who are active in the non-profit organizations, you're influencing people to follow you. You want them to be your followers, and you're going to be their leaders at the same time. Now, does influencing really that matters? And does influencing going to be 24/7 things in our real life? I am not a person that so-called to be professionals to do that. Hence, we are going to have our speakers today to talk about it more. And with that, allow me to introduce distinguished Toastmaster Johan Setiawan in a little bit of his introduction for today. I have known distinguished Toastmasters Johan Setiawan for around 2 years now, and I believe he got the highest education achievement in Toastmasters by his title itself, Distinguished Toastmasters, and that where he have established a lot of clubs that I received the informations. At the same time, he also currently traveling around the world virtually or physically. Now let us welcome, put your hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Johan Setiawan. With that, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kayum, for the introduction. So this is the thing. It's interesting about persuasion and leadership. So first of all, I see a lot of guests here, and I see a lot of Toastmasters. So I'm kind of diverge into what should be explained. So let me first allow me to express my sincere gratitude to address you, this wonderful, wonderful people today. Somebody's racing, is that? Today, I stand before you to explore the interesting topic of influencing people, inspiring them to act on your vision. So let me ask you first. I always ask silly questions at the beginning. How do you influence people? Maybe if you could chat on the chat box or turn on your mic, we're just going to have fun for today, okay? Somebody, give a pitch, persuasion. So many money. Yes, money. Yes. If you pay them, they will do it. Yeah. First of all, let me ask you this. Yeah, if you're talking about influencing, it's gonna be too complicated. For me personally, it seems hard that there is no real magic bullet. Now, most of us now in this new age, new world of technology, you expect to go to YouTube, you watch for 20 minutes to an hour, and you want it to be instantly transformed. True? Or maybe you go to training or meetings, to this meeting itself. Show me the magic. You think it's possible? I'm going to show you. So it's one of those things, right? It's kind of interesting. But I'm going to go to a simpler aspect maybe, because I'm going to try to fit this in a Toastmaster format. At the heart of influencing people lie profound understanding of the human brain, the psyche itself. It's about crafting a message that resonates, connecting to a deeper level. Ooh, so complicated, so deep, and aligning. What is it that you really want to aspire people? Influence is basically telling people what to do, right? Am I right? I love to see some faces. So if you really thinking in a big form, people would think it's manipulation. No? Tricking people to do, because money, you you tell them what to do, right? But here's the interesting thing, right? How do you actually foster a genuine connection? How do you tap your shared value? At human level, motivation lies on a powerful concept: pursuit of winning. We want to win, right? Whether it is a small thing or big thing, we all strive to accomplish that to elevate our sense of self-worth or recognition. It's the essence of achieving something meaningful. I'm not talking about just big wins. Nowadays, especially after post-COVID, how many of us in this room have that small wins, medium wins? Just getting the food that you wanted on that day. It's a win. Or something mediocre, like, making the sales, especially during COVID. Some of us here maybe don't have the salary. They have to sell some things. So it's basically, how do you actually get that little personal goal, professional milestone, or transformation vision from small wins to big wins? So before we further dive to this topic, you might not understand what I'm talking about, or I'm talking too fast. What the heck is Johan talking about? I'm trying to assist, but I would like to invite everybody here to ask questions in the box. Go crazy on your chatting. I love that when everybody's trying to, get involved. You can even talk to people. I'll try to avoid that. But if you ask questions, you could type it down. I will try to answer it. And if we cannot answer it, I will do it during the Q&A sessions, hopefully. Or maybe I'll give you an option for after the meeting, or even contact me. Who's going to contact me? Hopefully all of you here. But first of all, look at it this way. I always pick a little of what I do, of a bit of my work. Let me paint you a picture of my journey. Personally, I'm in the intersections of practitioner of cognitive neuroscience. Ooh, the brain guy. Yeah. Make it simpler. I'm a behavior specialist. So technically, I'm a management consultant. And I don't like to use the word trainer, coach, speakers, because I'm not one of those person. I'm an individual. So if you know what a management consultant is, I'm sure some of you might have heard of Ernst & Young, or maybe all those market researcher. They give you like a lot of big informations, and they will tell you what to do. I do it differently. I don't give them one options. I give them multiple options, because my focus is on the micro, not the macro. That means I look at the individual differences instead of the mass data or statistics. I embrace the dynamic intricacies of the human mind, individualities. Understanding effective change begins by connecting an individual at one by one. And I will try to make it as Toastmastery as possible. But it is a fact that, if you look at Toastmasters, it's a learning by doing process. There is no one way. I know we have the Toastmasters missions in the agenda, but if you remember the actual initial mission, Toastmaster is a movement. So it is whatever the individual will take it or whatever the club will take it to shape it to how they wanted to build it. So as an organization or as an individual, is however you want to shape it to grow. So I might go on a tangent, but in the world of meetings, challenges, and leadership roles, conversation reigns supreme, right? We all need to talk. Think about it. Even as we speak, we listen and respond to unspoken cues from the audience, attending them to those reaction and needs. Sometimes they turn off their camera. Or in the real world, remember those days when they look away or they look at the phone or the car. Attending reaction needs, it's an offer insight to aspire for you to become a leader. Our conversation skills are the most potent tool. We sharpen the skill through constant practice. There is no one way to do it. It has to be constantly practiced. When is the opportunity for anybody in this room to actually have an opportunity to practice? May I ask? Let me see if I can share screen. Can you see my slide, by the way?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I guess I cannot see it. I love Zoom. It's so fascinating. You try something, something else disappears. So there's no opportunity to practice, right? And everybody keeps saying you have to practice, right? But the biggest question is this, maybe in this room, I cannot really see this, but I know some of you are married, but some of you might not be married. Remember those days when you're trying to find a partner? Yeah. Is it always on the first go? No? Or maybe, what do you call it? Trying to get that, what do you call it? The job that you wanted. You go to interview, you get the job straight away? Very hard, right? Yeah. Or maybe business owners, these, leaders, yeah, because the business owners are supposed to be leaders, right? How many of them, when they tell something, how many of them the staff or the people that they pay, you say money works, right? How many of them will do their jobs and duties? So that's the thing. It's a constant practice and communications. It's a refining of ability to connect. I want to use the key value, or the key terminology is basically sharing your passion, our passions, inspiring that one common belief, values, the goal itself. To make more money, right? That's what, especially in Toastmasters. I digress. I like to joke to people because I want to see how far I can push. But I'm not one of those happy goer person. But I try to be passionate. So I have 3 beliefs. So my first belief, can you see the slides? Yes. Okay, good. Nice. Okay, so my first belief is delve into the idea life is a constant paradox. Have you heard of that before? No, you never heard of? Okay. So it's a notion of complexity of our world. It's silly where contradiction always coexists. Both sides of belief could hold validity, which means either one way is always been right and the other way can always be right. Nothing is always certain. How many of you here, if you watch YouTube or read books, you got motivators, all these smart people tell you what to do, and they tell you this is the way to do it. But you have to understand, like all of these, like what we practice here in Toastmasters, prepare speeches, is basically packaging. We package information in one-size-fits-all products. But the reality is, individual difference play a significant roles. True? So it's not everybody can do what they are expected to do or they are able to do it. So this is one of those things. I always say A, B, it's however you, which one you want to practice and what kind of individual you are. It's always a constant paradox. Second belief, questions everything. Oops, you go straight to, okay. You saw my third belief. Okay, I think. Okay, question everything. So I heard somebody was from Prodia here. So we have a lot of doctors, intelligent people. So question everything is this realm, science and truth is ever evolving. What we know today may be proven wrong tomorrow. I can give you so many aspects to this, but this is the essence of sociology of science. A scientist's knowledge discovered today might be challenged or even discarded to be in a decade to 30 down the road. Some facts may even change faster. So with new science, with new facts, constant improvement, it's always ever changing. The principle underscored that needs of an open mind, the humility to knowledge, to our understanding in work in progress. So if you're a doctor or if you are, I don't want to, I cannot see their faces. I cannot just, okay, I'll give you an example as doctors. So yeah, those doctors. So if they learned something 10 years ago, half of it is wrong now. Sometimes it's a very simple one. I'll give you a really quick examples. Yeah. Okay, how about this? What color is the sun? Anybody know the color of the sun?
Yellow.
Yellow. Everybody thinks yellow, right? Yeah. Well,
White.
it's a package. It's actually white. So it's like, it's all in all the book is drawn yellow. We all draw yellow, but it's actually white because, it's one of those things. Oh, maybe here another one. You know how you always see the earth, right? They always put the picture. Let's say the earth is this big and you always, what do you call it? You see, where's the moon? This far? Yeah, it's always on the book. But if the earth is this big, yeah, you know how far the moon is? It's 30 meters that way. It's very, very far. Why do you think we never go to the moon? Because it's so far. So it's one of those things, right? So, I always try to ask people, question everything. Not to say it's like everybody's wrong. It's just that, look, information keep on changing. The last one is self-development. Now, self-development or self-actualizations is a journey of constant pursuit of ourself. Just our personalities evolve through times, right? Younger now, younger then, and you now, very different. And even circumstances in that day can change your personality. You too understand that our belief propels explore the depth of individual uniqueness, ensuring the guidance, influence I offer remain harmony with the fluidity of personal growth. What it means, we constantly change and we try to practice, but with all the other belief, we have one simple question always. Who are we? What is it that we want? And it keep constantly change. That's the thing. That's why I'm in Toastmasters for, I don't want to say how long. It's been a long, long time. It's constantly changing. And I joke that why do you always come to a meeting randomly? It's just to understand that, what do you got? You, the others, the environment keep on changing. And you want to know what are the change. So I want to go to, let me keep that one. So you got this silly belief of mine. I want to go back to what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah, influencing. You talk too much, Johan. The sphere of influencing is so vast, it blends inspiration, motivations, and psychological persuasion. So we always talk about leadership and persuasion. First of all, leaderships is hard. I just saw a couple years ago, not a couple years ago, a couple days ago, it's like, you know, this individual said, leadership is a failure, especially during COVID. We know that everything failed just because something happened. So all of these trainings and abilities and whatever they've been telling you, there's one guy who spent 50 years on leadership said, it doesn't work. Then that's the thing. If you think like Brian Tracy, Anthony Robbins, people that you might know, yeah? If they tell you what to do, what do? So it's constantly too much. Then you always ask, okay, define leadership. Nobody can define leaderships. I may be going over time, but I'm trying to make it as onion as I can be. It's very hard to explain. Or how about this one? Communication skills is about persuasion, making people believe and do something that you want them to do. If it's talking about manipulation, coercion, that's, it's like, that means you have to be doing hypnosis. Yeah? Maybe we should take hypnotic work. Is that what Toastmasters is all about? So the what is, looking to belief, lots of contradictions. The how is method that may not work. The third one is why. Preparation has always been key. It's red light. Can I have just 5 more minutes, Madam Chair? I'll try to sum it up this.
Sure, please.
I want to play this thing, right? So if you go training, everybody knows Simon Sinek, right? Has anybody heard Simon Sinek? Yeah, everybody, instead of doing the what, how, why, we do it backward. Yeah, why, how, and what. So, oops. Let's do it backward. Why is it that you want to go constantly practice? Oh, what kind of individual that you're trying to do or be? First is you have to find the why. Is to understand your target itself. That's why we have all these things, vision, missions. It's not just that. It's just one aspect. Where is the end goal? What is it that you want? Is it getting that food? Getting the thing that you wanted? It's just simple. It's one win, to feel good. Second one is the how. Keep an open mind. You are never always right. You have to expect that. So you have to keep an open mind. Why is this a way to do it? I mean, a method that you should practice? I put there, feel belonging, authentic. I want to do a quick one. I know I always go over time. I'm really bad at this. How about this? Yeah, we got a lot of smart guys here. How many numbers can you remember in one go? A human mind. On average, if you remember 4 numbers in the old days, I don't know if you remember phones. Now I know mobile numbers have 20 numbers that you have to remember, but in the old days, you have the 3 in the front, 4 at the back, right? 7 numbers. Yeah. So if I give you 12 numbers, can anybody remember 12 numbers? No? Okay, you remember now, currently? Yeah, you remember now, currently? You got mobile number, right? Mobile numbers is 0, yeah, the 88. But the initial part is 081, right? That's mobile, right? Yeah. Do you have to remember that? 0812. 0813. Or now I think the XL 087 or 088. So how about in this way? Yeah. You know you cannot do one way. You tried it many ways. Try looking in different aspects. Right? How about if you break the 12 numbers into 3 parts? You remember 4 numbers, 4 numbers, 4 numbers. How do you do it? Oh, that's easy. 4 numbers, 4 numbers, 4 numbers. I'll do it one way. How about this? The first 4 numbers is visual memorize. You don't have to think about it. The second 4 numbers, you have to think number one by one. The third 4 numbers, you look at in 2. You want to give it a try? So Anna, can you give me a phone number? Not your phone number, any number, any random number, and let's see if
I will
anybody
give
in this
my
room
phone
gonna call
number,
them.
right?
Yes.
0815
0815
73 20 20 88.
0815 20
I
20
will take one
20
again from the beginning. 0815 73 20 20 88.
20 20 88. Okay. So if you notice that, Anna did it differently than mine, right? So you have to take it in your own way. I'm not saying my way is the best, but there are many ways to do it, right? If you look at the first number, visual numbers. Don't think about it. Second, memorize the numbers. And last one, I did that way. Anna made it to a connection, the 2020. So there's many, so there's no one way to do it. Last one is the what. Most of the time is about equipping yourself, being ready. I'm not saying that you have to prepare everything, but it's just this. If you don't have a chance to practice, what can you do? You just have to keep doing it, right? Being ready is like doing a speech. What do you mean doing a speech? How about doing after this? We're going to be doing a table topic sessions, right? They're going to give you a random question. What do you do? The brain has always been specific to what you're thinking and what you were thinking before. To be ready is getting that airtime to maybe respond or having that answers. So it's a constant leadership practice. You have that simple mind to be ready. So I'm going over time so bad, and I might have bored you too much, but it's all about having that wins, the constant practice. So when we talk about why you should join Toastmasters or what can you do as a new leader to influence others, is to take a unique form. It's not about the what, it's about the message, the goal that you want. It's also about the how, the art of crafting that message. And maybe it's lastly, is about the why, the purpose to fuel your message. I don't know if we have enough time for Q&A. I don't want to take too much of your time, but it's up to you, Madam Chair. If there's no time for Q&A, I'll just sum it up really fast.
So please go ahead. We still have around 10 to 15 minutes. Your sessions will end a little bit later, I would say. We are ahead of time.
Oh, really? Oh, I was panicking. That's the thing about Toastmasters. I want everybody to feel it. That green light is on. I'm so panicking. So I don't know. Toastmaster Qayyum, what would you like to do?
Do you want to continue? I believe you may continue your sessions.
Oh, I can sum it up, or anybody have any
Sure.
questions?
Sum it up first, then we go to the Q&A session.
Sure. Okay, as we conclude, let us reflect on the potential of live influence. It's about celebrating the diverse truth that life offers, constantly questioning to learn and grow, and embarking the potential quest of self-discovery to find ourselves constantly. Influence is about wielding, and my intention, my integrity, is the one that actually shape and transform dreams into reality. I do hope that you might have some questions, or if everybody's confused. Toastmasters is a crucible. It's a platform for you to practice your communication and leadership. It equips you with just a small tools to influence, to constantly practice, and where conversation brief life intervention. Where the how and why, it's another tool. But you know what? It's all about winning.
Can I ask a question?
Oh, I have a question. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful presentation from you. It is certainly an interesting topic to talk about influence, right? And my question would be, what's your take on the difference between the current generation and the previous / older generation in terms of how they can influence one another, the dynamic that exists, whether it's on the level of personal level, like in your family, or in the professional setting, professional environment. What's your take on that? How one can influence one another and creating a bridge instead of burning bridge? Because we see there's this notion that, well, from the youngsters, well, they're old, they don't know the current trend. They always use or cite these old sayings, thinking that they are wise and so on. Meanwhile, on the older generations, they thought that these youngsters is just, they lack of experience, they don't know what to do, just, this kind of conversation is actually hurting us in our society, right? And how one can influence one another positively. What's your take on that?
Thank you so much. That's actually what I try to practice. But look at it this way, first of all, not everybody wants to actually connect to others. That's why I see parents sometimes. Some of them connect, some of them, are so apart that, But for me personally, the whole context, first of all, if you talk about generations, we've got the boomers, the Gen Y, Gen X, Gen Z. I personally try to practice it as in, for me, I do streamings. But why do let's look in the context of Toastmasters, first of all. In the old Toastmasters meetings, they are all mature people. They were all old. Then, when I joined, I was in my 30s. After that, more 30s comes in. But if you go to Toastmasters meeting now, on average, they're in their 20s, right? I seldom see somebody over 40s. I mean, there's a few, right? The initial connection is whoever want to make the first connection, the first interactions to actually connect. So it is kind of a shame that not a lot of people want to do it. But me personally, I think if you're younger or if you're older, I think it's a constantly, practice for you to connect. So the best example is, in evaluations, it's very seldom I see this in Toastmasters too. And I try to promote this in evaluations, somebody who wants to evaluate, and you're going to be the evaluator, right? If you are a staff, can you actually evaluate your boss? Or how about this one at home? If you are the husband, can you evaluate the wife? Or maybe if you're the boyfriend, can you evaluate the girlfriend? It's when you actually attempt to do it. And it's never instant, what do you call it? Instant connect. For me personally, I think it's individuals if they want to try it. And again, Toastmasters is comes back. And if I look at it in the professional field nowadays, a lot of corporate now try to connect with the staff in the younger field, especially new management training. They have to understand, especially now everybody work 3 to 4 days a week, while the bosses want, no, you work every day and Sunday to until 3 o'clock. So, it's the initial connection is what is their capabilities and how can you actually grow. So it's, again, connection and practice. That's how I did it. I hope I answered your question, Aldo.
All right, thank you.
Fantastic. All right. Now we have a questions from our table topic master, Anna, in the chat box down below, which are questions. There is a lot of skill set in communication. If I am a newbie started to learn about this, which skill do you think I need to learn first? Over to you, Sam.
Timers keep telling me to stop. I tried not to go overtime, and it's one of those things, right? There's always an answer, and sometimes there's a non-answer. My answer would be this: if you want to drive a racing car, do you just go on the racing car? First of all, you have to find a racing car, right? Sometimes the first step maybe is to ride the bicycle first. Then you go up the level. Sometimes you might even not go straight to the car, normal car. You might try the roller skate or or go to Fun World, Dunia Fantastic. It's a step level for me personally. There is no one way of skills, but if I was, people keep talking about what do you call it? Public speaking, especially in Toastmasters now, we have that two balance of communications interest. Just do it. But if you talk about doing it, everything's about confidence, building confidence. My fear is that when we offer opportunities, especially table topics and all these roles, speaking roles, or just the role taking, did they get to win? So if I was the club officers or the club exco, that's what I tried to do. I tried to motivate them, it's like make them the feel good sense, give them the win. And sometimes there's also a trick, guys, for the guests here. Sometimes we let the guests win. I think that's one of our tactics. So I think it's getting that small wins if you talk about just doing it, for me personally. I hope I answered that one.
Thank you.
Now another question from Justin Lewis. Now this is a very good question. I am young. You are an experienced seniors, And I would like to know, in terms of influencing people, do you have any suggestions on how we influence younger generations to see and at the same time to practice some value that we hold true? And meanwhile, for us as the younger generation, it's just an outdated fashion of belief. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. That's great questions, but excuse my French. Looking for me to connect, right? And you got different type of generation, different individuals. So how did I build it? How do I build clubs? How do I get the customer? How do I get that partner? How do I get that job? If I say, you have to do multiple practice and, you have your own value, plus you have to try it, expose yourself. Sometimes you will get burned so many times it hurts. But you see, let's say you get that job that you wanted, but in the interview from beginning, the boss doesn't like you. Will you have a good life later on at once? Or maybe how about this one? You found a partner. Somebody finally said yes to go out with you or married you. However, the perfect, life, what's the lifespan of that? I'm sure some of you here who are married, it's a constant in what do you call it? Evolving practice, right? You keep on changing. So for me personally, I think, if you have that certain goal or belief, values, you have to find that, what do you call it? It's that individual or the organization that have the same value that is connected with you. If not, why are you there? Why are you here? I hope I answered that.
Fantastic. I hope as well. Yeah, Justin said wonderful answer. Keep on and be connected. Okay. Thank you very much, Justin, for your questions at the very same time. It makes me a younger one here. All right, maybe we can take one more questions from the floor, if there is no. Okay, we have from Toastmaster Dia Normila Putri from Surabaya Toastmasters. Who's your biggest influence in terms of influencing people? Over to you, sir.
Okay, so I'm a bad example. I constantly change, like I said. It's always been a paradox. For me personally, can give you a very, very long list. But I can give you names, but it's gonna be another 10 minutes because I can tell you and share so many things. Because how about this one, right? If you look at YouTube, I'm sure everybody's in YouTube or TikToks, right? And it's, my mom is 70. She spent more TikToks than I do. So for me personally, that really influenced me, developed me. It goes through these stages. I was so lucky when I was in Toastmasters. I have 2 mentors. It's finding that person that, who can guide you. And those 2 mentors is the one that actually shaped me and developed my initial stage, especially in my Toastmaster journey. My 2 mentors, one passed away. One is luckily still here. One is distinguished Toastmaster Nono Sarwono. He followed the rules, strict to the rules. So you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. And he made quality. Then we got distinguished Toastmaster Wadiman Joyo Negoro. He was very, very flexible. Yeah, so if you look at his style, members doesn't even have to become members, just do the speeches. Sometimes they finish all the speeches and then pay and then just apply the achievement. So I guess for me personally, I love both methods. For me, it's about I'm that yin yang kind of guy, right? I can name so many things. I believe in the system, but I also believe in the open-minded. So I'm a contradiction. So a lot of people here, especially who listen to me or know me, this guy is a bit crazy. Yeah? Maybe it's my Gemini for those who are into astrology. I hope I answered that. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. So Dia, that's your response from our speakers today. Now, a last question that I would like to raise from Alvin Abrar from SCBD Toastmasters. How to break silence when your counterpart stop talking or working with you? How to break silence? Over to you.
Okay, Alvin, you're not even married yet. But it is one of those things, right? It's like, yeah, you could practice many methods. That's why I always say, Alvin, partnering or even in business is about communication, right? And there's so many ways. So again, I say to you, and if this is the early stage, this is great. You have to stick to your own belief, right? So I introduce you to this new thing called the red pill and blue pill. Very diverse belief, right? You would think it's the American politics, but it's one of those quality now that that kind of shape our world, especially with corporate world. Also, it's like, is it women's right or men's right? Men's been in what do you call it, leadership for a long time. Now it's women's turn. We have so many leaders here and leaders, but that's the thing, right? It's about balance for me. In the end, you have to question everything. I always go to that one. Balance, balance, balance. And then follow your own common belief. And of course, equip yourself. It's about money. It's about in company, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much capacity or how much backing you have. So again, I believe our division B director can back me up. She was the finance lady. It's not about how much money you make, it's about the the abilities and capabilities that your company itself. So if that's the last question, Qayyum, can I really want to thanks everybody in this room. You could ask me a question afterward. Maybe I'm taking too much of everybody's time. I might be boring people, but I'm so grateful to our Division B Director, Franawati Wongso, distinguished Toastmasters, for letting me do this. Our chairperson, Toastmaster Anna Melana, for inviting me. I know it's one of those a paradox. I am a paradox. I maybe is crazy, but it's about getting that wins. Getting the wins is about constantly practicing. I know it sounds simple, but getting the win sometimes might not even get, you might not even get the wins, but you have to get that final win. And hopefully with just this little aspect of a glimpse of your life, may your journey be one to influence, wins, and the remarkable transformation of visions into a tangible realities. Ooh. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right. Thank you very much, our guest speaker, distinguished Toastmasters Johan Setiawan, talking about influencing people. How do we going to make them actually to an actual followers? And that is very great insight from you as our speaker today. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, at the same time, to all of you asking the questions who are here participating the sessions in the Division B Open House. Thank you at the same time for your valuable questions, valuable time. And with that, my fellow friends of Toastmasters and soon to be family of Toastmasters, let us turn on our camera as a gestures of appreciations to our guest speakers today, and let us take a photo to commemorate today's memory, because it doesn't come to time. All right, so crazy people, let us turn on your crazy camera so that we can take all photos. Maybe we can unspotlight the Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Johan Setiawan first. Okay, Debbie, over to you.
Okay, everyone, please turn on your camera. Kayum, or you have two devices. Honey, Kinan, terus Pastor Dia. Guest Juita, do you mind? Do you want to open your camera? Okay. Honey and Gestia, please show us your beautiful faces. Okay, ready? Shall we go? 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Wait. Okay, let's take one more. 1, 2, and 3. Done. Good, everyone.
All right, thank you very much, Debbie. At the same time, let us invite distinguished Toastmaster Ronawati Wongso, together with distinguished Toastmaster Johan Setiawan, to receive his certificate of appreciations from all of us under the Division B home. With that, Debbie, once again, over to you.
Thank you very much, distinguished Johan Setiawan, who has spent your time and sharing about your experience and your thought. So as a token of appreciation, we would like to give you certificate of appreciation for being our speaker today. Okay, Debbie.
Someone spotlight, because I don't have the access for co-host. Can Debbie help to spotlight Ibu Rona and DTM Johan, please?
Oh yeah, Burona. Okay, one moment. Okay, I have Burona and distinguished.
And I will take your picture in 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Very good.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Johan Setiawan, for being here with all of us and deliver a very special sessions or sharing with our members and soon-to-be family at the same time. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's come to the sessions where all Toastmasters really like. And do you want to guess what session is that? Anybody want to take a wild guess?
Table topic.
Fantastic! It is table topic session. Now, I am not going to handle the session as we have a person in charge for that. And with that, let me welcome our table topic master, Toastmaster Ana Meliana, to the stage. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmasters Abdul Qayyum, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now, after we learn a lot of things from our Edu speakers, let's move to practice our own skill in this very thrilling session. I know the member of Toastmasters cannot wait for this session, and you who are new to Toastmasters are curious, what are we going to do? So please let me explain a little bit about this game. This is an impromptu session for us to practice speaking without a lot of thinking. Just do it like distinguished Toastmasters Johan said. And the rule is, it will be 1 until 2 minute speech. I will give you random topics And then your time to give your comment, your speech, or your answer, your opinion, everything in 1 until 2 minute speech. So make sure you find the timer, the one who virtually raises his hand. Keep talking until you see the green light and conclude when you see the yellow light and stop when you see the red light, unless you won't be eligible to be voted as the most favorite speaker today. And remember, although it is only 1 or 2 minutes, it is still a speech. So try your best to have an opening, the body of your content, and also the conclusion. How to make it, I will give you an example of method called prep. When I deliver you the topic, you can answer me first, express your point. Are you agree or not agree or anything your point is? Give me the reason. Why you say your point? Why do you agree? Why do you not agree? And then you can share your example from your experience or someone experience, or you read in a book or in a movie, everything, and then conclude with restating your point. So are you ready? You have to be ready. For the first topic, I will pick a Toastmaster. I would like to invite Titin. Titin, are you here?
Yes, Toastmaster Rana.
Okay, would you like to try to give the example?
Thank you. Thank you for your class. Yes, I would love
Okay,
to.
so Titin, please pick a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is your number?
Let me try 5.
5. What is in 5? Ta-da-da! Albert Einstein said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. What do you think about this? If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Titiningsi, your time is 1 until 2 minutes.
If I can't explain it simple enough, it means that I do not understand it deep enough. I think this applies very true in my profession as a teacher. I try to explain the lesson to my students, and because I own as well the learning center, then I need to explain as well to the parents of the students. Sometimes I think that I am doing TMI, too much information in explaining. I feel that I've explained it as detailed and as simple as I can, but still some students, they don't get it. It is okay for me if the students do not get it. However, if the parents are the one who do not get it, then my patience is being tested. So yeah, this is a very interesting topic for me to reflect as well, to remind me to always speak and explain things in simple ways, as simple as possible. And my 2 daughters, my 2 kids, I can try on them. I try to explain things to them. If they get it, then I think I am safe enough. My explanation can be well received by them, by small kids. And yes, that is a challenge, not only for teachers, because I explain things not only for students, I explain mainly to the parents as well, to my customers. If they are big students, then like the college students, it is easier for me to explain to them. For small kids, it is still okay for me if I need to explain it several times and make myself as clear as possible. And I learned this skill of elaborating things, making things simple for people to understand in this platform in Toastmasters. So here, my mentor told me that in my speech, for example, I need to have the 3 parts in my speech. That is the opening, the body, and do not forget to close it with a conclusion so that the people whom I am talking to, they really get my points by providing them a clear and brief conclusion before I conclude everything, my communication, everything that the message that I would like to convey to them. So I am in the right place, in the right platform to hone my public speaking and communication skill so that people can understand my message well. Back to you, Toastmaster Anna.
Thank you, Toastmasters Titiningsi. That was a great example of impromptu. I can see that you try your best to keep talking while looking at the timer. Thank you so much. And for the next speaker, I would like to invite guests. Come on, you already invest your time coming here. Don't waste it and get practice together with us. So how about guest Justian? Do you want to try? Justian, are you there? Can I have Justian here? Okay, maybe Justian for later, for the next question. I would like to call Kinan then. Kinan?
Yes,
Yes?
I will try.
Oh, where are you? So beautiful. So which
My
one
office
is your
space at
number?
home. 3.
Ah, super.
Number 3, man.
Number 3. My lucky number. And
Hopefully.
your topic is ideas without action are useless. Ideas without action are useless. Your time is 1 until 2 minutes. If possible, you can insert the word intention in your speech. It is not a must, but only if you can. Ideas without action are useless. Kinan.
Okay, I will try. Thank you, Toastmaster Anna. So I will try. Yeah. So I believe that ideas without actions is useless. Is probably it will be important to execute everything that you believe that it will works for everyone. So please, I encourage everyone to share the idea, spoke for everyone that really can make a change and transform everything. So it will be an intention for everyone that each ideas that will be shared to the forum will be makes a big impact for everything. So it will be one of our a part of the transformation to have a good insight for all the successful of the business of the value that will bring everything as one goes for the positive impact. Thank you.
Great, Kinan. Wow, super. I agree with you. Too many people just talking and doing nothing. And how about you don't just giving your idea, but start the agent of change. I love
That's my
that.
experience happened now, just now. So I only the one who really want to speak up at our, I think in my environment now. So it's quite tough. So that I really give inside this session, yeah, for how to persuasive to other people that will make an impact actually. But mostly they just want to silent enough. It's more safe for everyone, but I think it's not true.
Yeah, great. Good luck on that.
Thank you. Thank you,
Kinan.
Dr. Anna.
Let's move to the next topic. Who would like to try? You can raise your hand, or if you are not raising your hand, I will call upon your name. So can I have, oh, Alvin, yay, welcome, Alvin. Come on. Show me your face and choose your number.
Number 1.
One, always the one with the red color. That is Alvin. And your topic is the power of persuasion would be the greatest superpower of all time. Persuasion as the greatest superpower. What do you think about that? Your time is 1 until 2 minutes. Alvin Abrar.
I do agree that persuasion is the most super power technique that we can have, because every day is in negotiation, every day is in persuasion. I myself, sometimes I have 5 to 7 negotiation in every day. Start from having my team to do something for me in my office, or in my role is in my club, having someone to take a role in a meeting. So every day is negotiation, every day is persuasion. Lacking of persuasion technique will left me on procrastination. I do less things because I just cannot work with people. I just cannot ask someone to work with me. So having persuasion technique will be very great tools for me. And how to do it? We can start by reading a book. Recently, I read a book, Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. It helps me a lot in persuasion. And one of thing that I love the most is to do active listening. And you know what? Active listening is one of the most powerful thing in persuasion. I just let people talk and listen actively. And because of that, he or she can trust me more just because I listen to him or her. And because of that, I can work together. We will have better relationship. And you know what? When I moved to Makassar 6 months ago, I literally have no friends. And I chose someone and I just let him talk for hours, 2 hours, etc. And at the end of the day, we become best friends just in no later than 1 month. And he or she keep texting me. So fellow Toastmasters, increase your persuasive technique. You can rewatch the recording of this educational session. You can read book, Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. You will change your life. Back to you, Anna.
Super! Toastmasters Alvin. Wow, very surprising.